All right, everybody. I want to welcome everybody to the In the Pink team meeting that we have on Zoom. You might be calling in. I see a few callers, but I also see lots of wonderful, lovely faces tonight. So thanks for joining us. I see some new people, so I want to introduce myself. I'm Dawn Andrews, a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus. I've been doing Plexus since January of 2014, and absolutely love it. It's been one of the most amazing financial blessings, health blessings, and so I just love sharing. I love this team. If you're on this call, that means that you're somewhere in my downline, anywhere between my levels 1 through 7. So it's likely that if you're not my level 1, that you're likely on another team as well. I did forget to mute you guys, so I'm going to go ahead and do that so there's not a lot of background noise. Hang on, guys. Okay, that way there's not background noise while we're talking. So yeah, so if you're on, so you're likely a part, you likely have a sponsor, so you might be a part of another team page as well. So, but this is, if you're on this call, that means you're a part of the In the Pink team page. My sponsor is Celeste Quinn, so she is our sort of diamond upline. She just so happens to be the only double diamond in the company. So we have a great upline and a great resource and a really, really, really strong team. So if you are here and you are new, you're in a great spot, and we're really, really excited to have you. And I'm still figuring out the back office like everybody else, but I did kind of go on tonight and notice I wanted to welcome some new people that I could kind of figure out were new. So if I missed anybody, I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm still kind of figuring out how the ins and outs of the back office work. I wanted to welcome Beth Mosley, her sponsor is Teresa Avila, and Teresa actually, because of Beth, was able to rank up to silver. So congratulations, Teresa, if you're on the call. I wanted to welcome Jeff Savoy, who was sponsored by Tamara, who was part of the Amy Hayes downline. So they've got a really fast-growing team. So I wanted to welcome Jeff to the team. And I would believe that would probably make Tamara a silver also. I don't know if Amy's kind of nodding there, but yeah, so congratulations, Tamara, if you're on the call. I wanted to welcome Teresa Kahn, who is Cindy Heaton's sponsored. So welcome Teresa to the team. And then also I have Julia Cobb, whose sponsor is Chrissy Smith. So that is part of the Lisa Ankeny downline. The Lisa Ankeny, so welcome you guys. And I know Carrie Owens also added somebody today that didn't show up in my back office, so I wanted to recognize her. And then we also have Kristen Crawford, who's new to the team, whose sponsor is Dodie McGuire. So those are all people that just joined our team in the month of November or the last day of October. So we've gotten off to a really great start. I want to say, I think my team really rocked out October with all of the back office issues. I honestly didn't feel like we were that overwhelmed. Now, I might be speaking kind of out of turn here, but I thought you guys were just really awesome, really positive, some great problem solving going on. Just really, really acting like leaders in every single way and not getting overly frustrated or placing blame. So I just saw amazing things. So I'm just super excited to see how that's really where true leadership emerges, is when you're in the tough times and the difficult times and we're having to struggle. It's really easy to be positive when everything's great, but to remain positive when things are a little tough, that's really good stuff. So great job. So we did have the end of October, and what I could, like I said, decipher from the back office, wanted to give you guys sort of an overview. Our total PV for our whole team, which right now is a little over 600 people on the In the Pink team, was $84,165. So that was really great. I mean, considering we had a kind of a hard month with the back office transition, I think the month before we had like 87,000. So yeah, so that was really great. And as far as I could tell in the new back office, that we had 24 new team members for the month. So it could have been more. I don't really know. So I think by next month I'll be able to run reports better and really give everybody a better overview of what our month looked like. And the same thing with the running the PVs. I never really figured out how to run all the PVs so they were all in order so I could rank you guys, I usually do the 1 through 20. So once I kind of figure all of that out, I'll do it for October and November at the end of November, if that sounds good to everybody. Okay, so just real quick, we've got Julia on the call, so I'm so excited to hear from. So I'm going to introduce her in a minute, but I did want to kind of make sure everybody really understood our Going for Gold contest that's going on for the next 3 months. So it started November the 1st, and it's going to go through January the 31st. I'm going to kind of explain it because I wrote it down, but I want to make sure everybody really understands. It's geared to help you guys get to goals and senior gold. Many of you guys are silver. Now, if you're not silver yet, that's okay because it's really attainable to get to gold by January 31st, even if you're not silver yet, even if you just started. I just want to reassure you that getting to that gold mark is absolutely attainable when you really hit the ground running, you really have a great daily method of operation, and you really go for it, and you draw your line in the sand. So what's going to happen is for every time that you rank, so if you're silver right now and you rank to gold before January 31st, your name's going to go in a drawing. Now, if you rank gold and senior gold, then of course you would get your name in the drawing twice, okay? If you have a brand new person, so all of you team leaders out there, you sign somebody up that's really ready to rock this business, you help them get Fast Start Gold, which is Fast Start Gold means you get to gold within 30 days. They get 2 entries. Now, what's going to happen on January the 31st, I'm going to do a drawing. I'm absolutely going to give away $500 to one person out of the drawing, and then $250 to another person. Now, here's the clincher though. If you guys are able to promote, and I'm able to promote to Emerald by January the 31st, then everything doubles. So I'll double the pot. So that means on January the 31st, if I go Emerald, promote to Emerald, then it'll be $1,000 and $500 to those 2 people. So this is teamwork. The teamwork is that's the fun part, is when we're all working together. So when you guys are succeeding and you guys are promoting, then of course it helps me promote in my business too. So we're in this together. I am going to do a Going for Gold sort of training challenge for 25 people that really want that extra accountability and that extra push. So if you haven't already signed up for the Going for Gold challenge part, you can still do that. I think I had 3 or 4 spots left as of today. Again, that's going to be all about accountability. That's going to be about power partnering up. It's going to be about giving you challenges that really will help motivate you and teach you how to take your business to the next level. So you don't have to be in the challenge to win. So you don't have to participate, but it is an extra added training that I want to give you all. Now, if for some reason, the challenge is, it is going to be 25 people, and I am going to be strict about it. If you can't complete the challenges, then I'm going to have to ask you to leave the group, because it's going to be for people that are really ready and committed and working hard. And some of the challenges are going to push you out of your comfort zone, so be prepared for that. But it's going to be good stuff. It's going to be proven stuff that I've learned from other team leaders that I know will really help you. So, with that being said, I'm going to now introduce someone that I'm really excited to have as a partner, sideline, whatever you want to call it. Julia Brown and I met, I guess back in August. We were a part of a Senior Rubies call that was happening every Friday morning. A bunch of Senior Rubies were getting together and doing a Zoom call to really talk about ideas and brainstorm and kind of help each other out to become better team leaders. So Julie and I met through that venue, and she just has a really amazing story and amazing testimony, and I'm going to let her share it. But she was really able to focus on her business at the beginning of the summer and do some wonderful things within her business, some daily method of operation stuff that catapulted her business. So she promoted to Emerald in September. So had a really great summer of growth and momentum on her team. And for those of you who don't know, when you promote to that Emerald spot, that's kind of like the executive level in Plexus. That means you earn the 3% of the company's profits every month, in addition to having at least 1,500 points, which is our pay points. You also get the Lexus, which is the biggie. You get the stipend for the car, and then also the all expense paid trip to Hawaii. So that's kind of the one, we all want to get to. Then after Emerald, of course, is Sapphire, and then of course the top is Diamond. So it's a really great place to be. And so I know that Julia is just really excited to be there, and she's going to share with us tonight a little bit about that road. So I'm going to turn it over to you, Julia.
Hi, guys. This is so special for me to be here, and I love watching from the outside looking in. Like when I get to see Dawn talking to you guys obviously have an amazing team, and I can tell you have an amazing leader. I love her. She's one of the people I personally look up to. She's helped me with a lot of things already, and that's what I love about Plexus. When we were doing the Senior Ruby calls, we get together, we all help each other. It's the greatest thing. None of us get anywhere that we are alone. We have to lean on each other, and we have to share ideas. And so these Zoom calls to me are a dream because I don't come up with all this stuff. It's stuff I've learned from other people, just like you guys being here tonight. So today we can come together, learn from each other, and there's no reason that we all can't get, to the place we want to be with this. And my story is kind of funny because I feel very blessed because I've had really an amazing journey. But I did not make my first post, I will tell you guys this, until December 17th of last year. My journey has gone very fast, but I want to tell you something about that. I'm going to be real transparent with you on this. I started not thinking I was going to share. I didn't know anything about MLM. I was like, I knew I felt good on the product, but I didn't even tell anybody I was doing it until I saw that I felt better and I started to share, and it kind of took off. So I didn't understand about duplication. I didn't understand about MLM. So I kind of jumped in blindly. And it was going well, but to me it was going well. So what did I need to worry about duplication? I mean, it's going well. So, hey, it's all good. I had good PV. I was like, okay, I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to worry about, the upline's like, you should do this, you should do this. Oh, really? Well, I've kind of read the success plan. Well, that list, I haven't really made the list. And it was just, I was going along. And so it was going well, but I got to convention and my upline, Allison Grudell, is a sorority sister of mine. She signed me. We both turned senior gold literally, practically the day before convention. So we had been gold, happy as clams. We go to convention. We're thrilled. We can't even believe it. We're like, this is so much fun. And we're at convention, senior gold. And I remember looking up vividly at the group of jewels that were in the front in convention. And I thought, wow, that's really neat. One day, maybe I'll be there. I don't know. That would be cool. But, I don't know if I'll ever be like them, and I really felt that way. So Allison and I are just having a great time, happy as can be. We go to the senior, I think it was senior gold and above meeting. And it was with Tamara Holloway and Elizabeth James. Okay, I have to tell you guys, it literally changed everything for me. The first thing I can tell you, if you are even thinking about, don't even think twice about convention, you have to go. It literally changed the course of everything for me. It is amazing. So I'm sitting in this meeting with Allison and some of our other upline. We're having a great time. Tamara stands up and she starts talking about the list. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, she's bringing up this list. I'm never going to worry about that list. I don't need to do the list. I'm doing great. Well, she starts talking about the importance of that and how we can't make the list and then don't think you're all great because you made the list and then you set it on the counter and forget about it. Don't put it in your side drawer and forget it's there. You've got to really work it. Well, she started talking about how it's not like you have to reach out to every single person on that list at one time. And I thought, oh, well, she's right. Maybe that's not as scary as I thought it was. And she was just bringing up, you can keep that list, work on the list, add names to that list, never take names off, but you've got to use that list and you've got to work your list. And I thought, okay. So then I just listened to her and something inside me just kind of woke up. And I realized that day, it humbled me because I realized I am not working my business. My business is working, but I'm not working my business. So I was so excited. Like we were so fired up on the way home on the plane. I remember thinking, I cannot wait to get on my Facebook list and I'm going to make my list. I'm really going to do it. And not knowing what I was actually going to do with it, but I just thought I'm going to maybe try what they're telling us and see if this helps me along. And so I came home and I did just that. I made a list and she suggests 100. If don't put a cap on yourself. If 200 is great, whatever. 50 is great, whatever you can do. Make a list because you think you can think of these people. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, wait, I forgot about her. So I made the list and then I literally came up with this. I didn't really know what I was doing at this point either, but I thought, okay, I'm just going to reach out. And I thought, I don't want to be scary. I don't want to talk about money. I don't want to, I'm just going to send a cute little note that says, have you tried the pink drink? Because in my mind, I thought if I say pink drink, if they know about Plexus, they're going to know what the pink drink is. If they say, what is it? I know they know nothing about Plexus. So I sent a little cute note out and, I got some responses, but what I figured out at that moment was if I'm going to do this and I know how much I love it, I can't send notes out and worry about who's writing me back, who's not. Something happened to me at convention where I realized it's not about me. It's not about what people think about me. Being at convention and hearing the testimonies, you realize what a gift we have. I almost feel like it's a box with a big pink bow, and it's sort of something resonated in me that I have a gift that I can give people. Like if you had somebody you cared about, if you had a present, would you keep it at home or would you give it to them? So in my mind, when it just shifted and I started thinking, you know what, when I look at my list, I'm going to send this note because I care about this person. I have something for them. If they don't answer me back, that's okay. So what I do is I reach out with a cute little, just sweet, short, loving note, and I just say, you know, hey, have you tried the pink drink? Then I bless and release. Y'all, I promise you, this is what I do. I do not look back. I don't look back at who answered. I don't, because I figure I'm planting seeds, you know, and that's what happens. You plant the seeds, and then all of a sudden, your little garden, all of a sudden, 2 months later, 2 weeks later, 4 months later, those little seeds start to grow. And it's like a little Christmas present. You're like, oh my gosh, they really want to try it. They're watching. And so I don't worry about who writes back or not, but I will tell you guys, working on that list changed everything for me, because all of a sudden I was just relying on people coming to me from Facebook. I didn't have to do any work. They were coming straight to me. But if you put in just a little bit of effort, I can't even tell you what you're going to get back, because I had people, you guys, who were literally, that I hadn't talked to in years. Okay, these are people from maybe high school or whatever that I hadn't even talked to, but they were friends on Facebook. They were literally thanking me, saying, you know, I've been reading the post, but I felt bad asking for a sample because I haven't talked to you in so long. And I thought, oh my gosh, you know, it's sort of like we think people don't want to hear about this, but what if they need us? You know, what if we could change their life? And so when I started reaching out to people on my list, I want you guys to know I would come to somebody, and this is a big thing. I would come to a person and I would judge, and I would think, oh, she's not going to want this. Oh no, you know, she's not going to want. And then I would stop myself. And as I passed their name, I would back up and force myself. And I had this little saying, I said, no one left behind. If I had them on my list, I was going to send them that note. I didn't care what happened to me. I was just saying, I'm giving them the gift. If they want it, great. If they don't, that's okay too. So that sort of changed everything. But there again, I'm telling you, I didn't really know how to work the list. Well, then I go to a meeting in Atlanta, and it's funny that you guys are under Celeste. So am I. You know, of course, amazing. The meeting was Rosalind Payne, who's right under Celeste, and they're really close friends. And so I knew this meeting was going to be important, because the information coming from Roz, I knew worked, obviously, and I knew that was probably what Celeste was doing. So I was very intrigued. I was like, what are they going to say? Well, guess what? She changed everything for me, because I had the list, but I didn't really know what to do with the list. She tells me about the 531. I don't know if you probably all know about the 531. I'd never heard of it. And she made it very simple. And that's the thing I've learned. When you're growing your business, you've simplified things. When I was sitting there doing nothing, I was making it really hard. I was trying to think, oh, I'm going to reinvent the wheel, or, oh, I'll try to figure this out. When we bring it in and simplify our business, it explodes. Because you know what that means? We are doing what those amazing girls ahead of us have done, and it worked. We're doing what they tell us to do. We don't have to reinvent anything. We do what they tell us. So Roz is telling me about the 531. I'm like, I've never heard of this. What is that? 531 is reaching out to 5 new people, following up with 3 people that you've already talked to before, and either training a person on your team, or if you're brand new and say you're not silver yet, you're trying to get to silver, learn one new thing each day. So either train one person or learn something each day. That 531, I was like, oh my gosh, this is doable. Because when I had my list, I felt pressure. Oh, well, I probably need to talk to 20 today. Well, that's kind of scary when we have life and we have kids and we have family and we have all these things. How are we going to make Plexus fit into our life? And I thought, this is doable. And she just took the thing that I was so afraid of and made it the easiest thing in the world. And she started talking about how when we're going, we're growing. We don't have to do everything at once. It's consistency, a little bit each day. So that 531 could be every day if you have the time. It could be each week. It's whatever you have the time for. But if you are consistent and you're going to grow, and you're growing. And so all of a sudden, I can't even tell you, it was like a light bulb went on. And I was like, oh, I get it now. Like that, if we listen to what our upline is, what they tell us to do, and we duplicate that, our life is going to become so much easier. And all of a sudden it's fun, and we have time to do, the family and juggle all this. And it was amazing to me. And then I started I had a friend who was walking in the mornings, and she made, just in passing, it was like, oh, if we pick up and listen to what people are saying, little tips. She said, Julia, I don't listen to music anymore when I walk. I've listened to YouTube videos of, like, Sonia Dudley. And I thought, okay, how smart is that? Instead of the music, that I've been listening to, why not pour in? Because it's hard to fit the time in the car with the kids and everything. So if I can find 30 minutes to walk, or say you're folding laundry, if you can fit in any time for personal development, you guys, this was huge for me, because that was the time when I could listen for 30 minutes to Sarah Marble, Sonia Dudley, Tamara Holloway, that they're telling me what I need to be doing. I would come home, because, the world's just shut out. It's just you, and you're just thinking, okay, what speaks to me? I would come home, I'd be so fired up. Like, that was sort of pouring into myself, 30 minutes. But what I would bring back every day, I would learn something new. And I did this daily for at least a couple months. And I can't even tell you, it was like all of a sudden the waters part, it was like amazing, like what started to happen, because I wasn't just sitting there going, I don't know what to do. I was using the tools that we have. I was listening to what they were telling us to do, and I was actually doing it, not just saying, oh, I'm going to do this. Just a little bit each day, carve that out. It made the biggest difference. I can't even tell you. And then the other thing Ross said, which I don't know if you guys feel this way, I never wanted to bring up the money about Plexus. I just was like, it was like the plague to me, because I didn't want people to think it was about the money, because it was about, helping people. But the fact is, the money is a huge blessing. It's huge. It's like part of the box that we're giving them. And we can't ignore the financial blessings. So Ross said during that training session, do not be afraid to show them the pay scale. And she put actually a slide up that had the averages of what silver made, gold made, and I'm just blown away. I'm going, this is amazing. I'd seen the comp plan, but just to really look at what was happening, I thought, I was thinking of people where I was like, who could benefit? And that was her question. What I say is, who would benefit from an extra $300, $500 each month? All these people were popping in my head. It was like a different way to look at your list. It's not just health and wellness. That's amazing. But who would benefit from financial blessings from Plexus? So she said, we can't post it on Facebook, but you can email it. You can text. You can tell somebody in a meeting. You can, any other way except Facebook, but you can fill them in on the pay scale. And I'm telling you guys, that was probably the biggest turning point. And I'll give you all a little hint. What I typically do now, and this works. I don't know if you guys have read GoPro, Eric Worre, but you have to read that book. It's like amazing. It's not even a big book. It's $7 on Amazon, and it's great. But I got this from Eric Worre. I send the little note, do you want to try the pink drink? If I bless and release, if you don't hear from him, that's fine. But every month I reach out to everybody once a month until they literally tell me, no, 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 no. I'm just going to still every month sort of, how you doing? How are you feeling? Just checking in. Well, when I don't hear back, the second month, this is from Eric Worre. He says, use Deflection. So what I do is I send a little note, and I'm like, hey, listen, I know I reached out to you about Plexus. If it's not for you, hey, that's great. That's cool. But I'm just asking, I need somebody in your area, or you could say your school or your city, whatever the situation. Do you know of anyone who could use an extra $500 a month? Because I need some extra hands, to get the word out. And I send them the pay scale. You guys, I cannot tell you what that did. I did it for new people, and I started getting responses. What about me? Because they don't realize what is happening here. They don't realize how the growth is so huge. Well, then I took it one step further, and I don't know, one day I just thought I had some wholesale people that I knew who could really use the blessing of the financials. So I had 2 or 3 wholesale people that I just said, hey, listen, I know you're doing it for wholesale pricing, and that's awesome. Most of the people I have just do it for the pricing. But if you know of anybody, I would love a referral. If you know of anybody who could use $500 a month, and I sent it to them, all 3, you guys, all 3 of those wholesale people said, well, what about me? Because they didn't realize that 1, 2 to 3 customers would give them free product, and they didn't realize just a little bit of, sharing with their close more market, they could literally bring home $300 to $500 a month. They didn't know. If we don't tell them, they don't know. So that was huge for me. So what I started doing was putting together, as Dawn mentioned earlier, a DMO, which was my daily method of operation. And Roz talked about this that day. She's like, just if you're consistent and you carve out just a little bit of time and you do the same thing each day, week, whatever you can do, just consistent, be consistent with it. Post on Facebook, reach out to 5 people, follow up with 3, learn one new thing. Send somebody the pay scale that you think could be blessed by this. Guys, I'm telling you, if you do this consistently from your heart, I promise you, you're going to grow. It's amazing. And that was a big, big turning point for me when I put the things that I'd heard into action, and it actually caused me to spend less time actually on my business, but my business grew. It was kind of funny. It's sort of like you can go around in circles thinking you're working, scrolling on Facebook, like commenting on things, but are you really doing income producing activities? And there was a video I listened to Sarah Marvel, and she said, before you start answering emails, answering inboxes, you do your income producing activities first. Spend 15 minutes. Do your reaching your notes first, your follow-ups. Listen to one video when you have the time, learn that one new thing, then go to the Facebook fun and all that and the groups, and which are wonderful. But are those groups really helping you grow your business? You're learning, which is wonderful, but don't forget the actual, time where you are doing things that are going to be income producing and team building, team growing. That was huge. And it's more quality than quantity. So I think that's huge. If you can think about that. And then another big thing I will tell you guys, I had a friend who had worked with some business people with leadership stuff, and we were having lunch one day, and she said, Julie, did you like convention? I said, oh, I loved it. It was so much fun. And it'd be so much fun to think about being Emerald one day. She said, when do you think that would happen? I'm like, oh, a year or 2 from now, that would be fun. And she said, why are you saying it so far away? Like, why does it have to? And she said, are you afraid? And I thought, what? No, I'm not afraid. And then I started thinking about what she said after I left. And I thought, you know what? I am, because it's safe to kind of stay in your zone, your comfort zone, and to think, oh, I'm going to, just stay behind these people and see what they do. And then, maybe if you make the decision that you really want this, and you make the decision, draw your line in the sand. I listened to a video today. It was very powerful. It was Tony Robbins. It's a 30-minute video. I can share that with Don if you guys want to hear it. It was amazing about how to build massive success. He said something, you guys. It hit me. He said, if you really want the island, if you really want to get to that island and that place, you gotta burn the boats. And I thought, wow, that boats are the fear, the self-doubt. What are they going to say about me? All these things that we tell ourselves. We all do it. And you have to make the decision. I believe in this company. I believe in myself. Why can't I be like those other people up there? Because as Tamara Holloway says, this business is for the not for the few, it's for the plenty. There is absolutely no reason why every one of you on Dawn's team cannot be whatever your goals are. You can do it. And you can do it simply by believing in yourself, not worrying about what other people think, because what we have here is amazing. We're changing lives. It's not going anywhere. If we worry about what these other people say, I have people on my team that say, well, this girl's, I've known her for 20 years and she's mad at me, and I don't know if this is worth it. I'm going to lose a friend. And I'm thinking, okay, ask yourself this. What are you going to do when you quit Plexus because that girl said that to you? And 2 years from now, what are you going to do when she's sharing Plexus? Because that could happen. Don't believe and tell yourself, I can't do this because I'm worried about how somebody's going to respond. If you continue to go and do your DMO and your 531 and you're learning and watching videos and reading a book or 2 and pouring into yourself, you know what's going to happen? Your business is going to grow, but you're going to grow. And it goes way beyond Plexus. I feel like what I'm learning now, I'm teaching my daughter. I feel like this is something that's going to take me into anything I do in life. And I love Plexus. I don't plan on going anywhere, but I feel like it's been a journey for me, for my family, for my friendships, the relationships. I mean, I would never have met Dawn. I love her. I can't, what Plexus has brought into my life, I can't even put it into words. And I feel like the relationships are the biggest gift that we have here. And when we lean on each other and we trust each other, and here's the biggest thing, we get real with each other, amazing things happen. But we can't sit here and act like everything's perfect and I'm good, whatever. We have to get real about our fears. and our doubts. And we have to look at ourselves and know what our strengths are, and really dig deep about our weaknesses, because when we do that, we're going to go the next level, because those weaknesses are the thing it's holding us back. And I was afraid, and that fear was going to keep me in that place, and I didn't even realize it. I would have been in that same place. But I literally listened to these little voices that were being put in front of me. And I think sometimes God puts people in our life. And if we open ourselves up to who is coming into our life, customers, people on our team, things we can learn from each other, we can all grow together. There's something that I would love to read to you guys. It's really short, and I don't want to take a lot of time because I know you have your meeting, but this I thought was really great when you think about, you're going for gold. Like, I'm scared, but I want to do this, but can I do this? I think I'm reading The Circle Maker. I don't know if you guys are reading this by Mark Batterson. I love this book, but I highlighted this because it spoke to me. It says, the greatest chapters in history always begin with risk. And the same is true with the chapters in your life. If you're unwilling to risk your reputation, you'll never build the boat like Noah or get out of the boat like Peter. You cannot build God's reputation if you aren't willing to risk yours. There comes a moment when you need to make the call or make the move. Circle makers are risk takers. And here's the biggest line. I love this. Moses had learned this lesson well. If you don't take the risk, you forfeit the miracle. And I feel that that's where you guys are going for gold. That is where the magic happens, guys. Silver is where the magic happens. But that gold, if you work now, because you feel like it's all you, and I know that because I remember feeling that way. Gosh, it's all me. And I didn't get that once you get to gold, senior gold, Ruby, all of the sudden you're getting your team is growing and it's not even you, and so it's sort of like that. Going for gold is the time where you're digging deep. You got to dig deep. That's where you got to pull it all out and believe in yourself, because once you get to that point, then all of a sudden you get to help other people go for their gold. And that is the greatest blessing of this whole thing. It's not me getting to Emerald. I literally cry when I just think of, when I even think about my team turning Emerald, anybody on my team, the first person that gets Alexis on my team, I'll be like on my knees in tears, because I mean, that's an amazing gift. Look what you can give to other people. It's not about the check. It's not about you. It's not about the figures. It's about that vision, that goal. What do you want? What do you believe? What gift can you give other people? And let's all go together. It's not about one of us. It's about all of us. So I think if we listen to what our upline and what these amazing women are telling us, and we actually do it, it will be amazing. And a year from now, I'm going to see you guys all on those emails and all getting your cars and all. Why can't it be all of us? Why? They're no different than we are. We all have things we regret. We all have things we wish we could change in our life. I figured it out really quickly by just getting close with my, my upline, who they've been helping me, and the girls just, we're sort of like a tight little group where we sort of call each other out and we're helping each other get to that next level. It's not always easy. It's not always pretty, but we're helping. And we decided we're a bunch of imperfect people sharing with imperfect people, trying to be the best we can. Let's be the best we can be together. None of us are perfect. You don't have to be perfect to do this. I'm not. Don's not. None of us are. But we can be better, and we can be better together. And I can't imagine anything better than being on a stage with people that you've been in the trenches with. You've gone through the mud, the back office. This is good stuff. When we were at Leaders Retreat, I don't know if any of you guys were there, Rita Davenport called the Diamonds up on the stage, and she said, do you want to know why they're up here? And this was probably the best line of the whole retreat for me. She said, you know why? Because they've had more no's than you. They've had more tears than you. They've had more bad days than you, and more times that they wanted to quit than you have. And I thought, wow, okay, bring on the bad days, bring on the tears, because look what happens. You work through those days, those doubtful times, those times when we think I can't do this. You lean on each other. Don't stay on an island by yourself. Don't. Get together and believe in yourself and help the other guys. Don't ever leave a man behind. You stay up on days when you're down. Somebody's going to pull you up on days other people. You pull them up, and we go together. And we can do this if we lean on each other and do, calls like this. Dawn's amazing, and I've learned so much from her, and this is only the beginning. I can't even wait to see what you guys do as a team. And you got to go for that gold and believe you can do it.
Thank you. Wow. I'm going to stop recording now so I can finish it up. But